Practice Test 1. Listening Test. Part 3. Directions. You will hear 10 conversations between two people. For each conversation, read the 3 questions and the 4 answer choices that follow each question. Select the most appropriate answer, A, B, C, or D. Then mark your answer on the answer sheet. You will hear each conversation only once. Questions 41 through 43 refer to the following conversation.
Apart from basic qualifications, what do you think we should be looking for in candidates for these new front-of-house positions?
The qualifications are hardly basic. They need a 2-year college diploma at least, plus experience in a similar position, preferably in hospitality and ideally in another hotel group.
Yes, and we need people who can work well under pressure, either on their own or as part of a team. They should be computer literate to handle the booking system.
That's right. Perhaps they might even have a language or two to help communicate with non-English speaking guests. Okay, I'll talk to Winston and draw up an ad for the newspaper. I'll let you see it in case you want to add something else.
41. What are the speakers discussing? (42) Where do the speakers most likely work? (43) What does the woman decide to do? Questions 44 through 46 refer to the following conversation.
We're having some difficulties with the number 3 machine. It's not cutting properly. Those machines haven't been serviced for some time, if I remember right. When are they due for their next regular servicing?
Let me just check my records. During week 29. That's towards the end of this month.
Well, we can't wait that long. Call maintenance and see if they can send someone over.
I'll try, but they usually require a week's notice.
44. Where does this conversation take place? (45) What is the woman concerned about? 46. What will the man do next? Questions 47 through 49 refer to the following conversation.
This evening we have to cater 2 receptions, one for 67 people in the banquet room and a smaller one for 38, which will be on the terrace. The first one is a formal sit-down affair. It's supposed to start at 7:30, but we're unlikely to have everyone seated before 8. The other one starts at 8:30.
If that one's on the terrace, I assume it's a buffet, which means we won't need so many staff. But everything has to be laid out in advance.
Yes, I think we'll need 9 waiters inside and 5 outside. We have our 10 regulars, so we're 4 short. I'll contact the agency now and let them know.
Okay, so if you do that and take charge of the buffet, I'll look after the dinner. That's fair, isn't it?
47. What are the speakers discussing? 48. How many additional waiters are required? 49. What does the woman suggest they do? Questions 50 through 52 refer to the following conversation.
I understand that you're looking to rent a house in this area.
Buy or rent? We're not sure yet. My company sent me here initially for 4 years. Then we'll see. There are 5 of us, me, my wife, and 3 children, so we'll need 4 bedrooms. The place must have a yard, preferably a large one that gets plenty of sun.
Well, we have 3 properties that you might be interested in. 1 with 5 bedrooms and 2 with 4. They're in different neighborhoods, but the larger one downtown you really should see right away. It's in a great location. Would you like me to arrange a visit for this afternoon?
Yes, thanks. And my wife will be joining me tomorrow, so could we schedule a time to see the other 2 then?
50. Who most likely is the woman? (51) What will the man do in the afternoon? (52) What does the man ask the woman to do? Questions 53 through 55 refer to the following conversation.
Winnie, Mr. Garcia is coming in next week from Mexico City, and he wants me to take him out sightseeing. I was thinking of the theatre too, but I don't know what's on stage. You go to a lot of plays, don't you?
Well, yes. There are lots to choose from at the moment, but taste varies a lot. Do you know what kind of thing he likes?
I have no idea. He's our best customer, but I never met him before. What's the most popular one out right now?
Salad Days at the National. It has very good reviews. I can give the box office a call now and try to get tickets if you want, but it's a bit late.
53. Who is Mr. Garcia? (54) What does the man want to do next week? (55) What does the woman offer to do? Questions 56 through 58 refer to the following conversation.
In your talk, you suggested that the recent collapse in bee populations is a result of cell phone use. But isn't industrial farming the most likely cause?
Until recently, the chemicals used in agriculture were seen by many as the main suspects. However, we can't ignore the results of this new study. It seems to show that the frequencies that cell phones use may interfere with the communication between bees, causing them to stop collecting pollen.
Could it be that herbicides are no longer in the spotlight because the companies behind these products have spent millions to persuade the public that they have no negative side effects?
I suppose that's a possibility, but I think we need to investigate these new results a little more before we make up our minds.
56. Where does this conversation most likely take place? (57) According to the conversation, what is the problem? (58) What does the man say is needed? Questions 59 through 61 refer to the following conversation.
We need the sales catalogs by the end of the month at the latest. It's April already, and the Singapore Trade Fair is the first weekend in May. We always give away lots there. How far along are we with the design?
Well, we used the same photographer as last year, but we didn't want to use last year's photos because we have so many new products now. Everything has been checked by the publicity department. The colors are wonderful.
And what about layout and production?
There's already a beta version for the website up and running, but the print catalog we outsourced to Blue Note Digital. They've promised a mock-up design for next week.
59. When are the catalogs needed? $60. How is this year's catalog different from last year's? $61. What will happen next week? Questions 62 through 64 refer to the following conversation.
I usually have a sandwich at work, so I only ate here a couple of times before. At least the place is close by, and it's not too expensive, is it? How hungry are you?
Not hungry enough to eat all that. Just look at the size of those dishes. I can't believe they get so much food on one plate.
Oh, they're generous, all right. You can have a half portion if you want, but they cost more than half price. See? This vegetable pizza is $16, or it's $10 for a small one.
I think I'll have a half portion and then a dessert later. I can see some great cakes over there by the counter.
62. Where does this conversation take place? $63. What is suggested about the food? $64. What does the woman decide to do? Questions 65 through 67 refer to the following conversation.
Don't you have your annual checkup this week with Dr. Harrison?
It's on Thursday. I'm not sure I'm going to bother going, though. I have to hand in my financial report by Friday, and I've hardly started it.
But I thought you said you weren't feeling so well lately. What about those headaches you've been having? I think you should go.
Maybe, but the appointment's at 3, so if I'm pressed for time, I'll just have to reschedule. I can't lose a whole afternoon. That report won't write itself, you know.
65. When is the woman's doctor's appointment? $66. What is the woman's concern? $67. What does the woman plan to do? Questions 68 through 70 refer to the following conversation.
It'll be good when we move offices in July. I heard that the new place is much bigger.
Yes, and there's lots of natural light, Stefan said. It'll be nice not to have to work in artificial light all the time.
I guess we'll be getting new workstations as well. Isn't that what they said at the meeting?
I think so. I wouldn't mind a bigger computer screen. And a new chair, come to think of it. This one isn't adjustable anymore, so I have to lean forward all the time. It hurts my back after a few hours. I've been meaning to call them about it, actually.
68. What is scheduled to happen in July? $69. What most likely are the speakers doing? $70. What problem does the man mention?